Hello there, Internet. It's Monday night, so I think I have to catch up over the last 2 days, if I remember correctly. Yesterday, Sunday, my mum came up for the night. She arrived in the late afternoon, came and spent the evening up here with me. We had pizza and we watched Gentleman Jack together after, putting the entire world to rights. It was great to see her, but then today, unfortunately, she was developing a bit of a cough, and so rather than either her feeling worse or infecting me, she got an earlier train back, so I didn't kind of get my second shot of mother time. Yeah, always great to see her. And then today I saw my friend Kathy, who's a very old friend of mine. We've collaborated on various projects in the past. I've actually known her since before either of us used a wheelchair, which is quite something. But only when she was kind of saying goodbye and was saying to Ari, "It was nice to meet you, Ari," that I suddenly realised this was the first time she'd met him. I've had him for 2 years. We hadn't actually got to meet up for 2 years. Like, for a lot of that time, she was waiting on a new wheelchair, which she had to fundraise for herself. And while she was doing that, I think she couldn't really get the old chair properly into her car, and so, she was very limited really in where she could go and what she could do. And yeah, because I don't have transport, we ended up having 2 years and not seeing each other. That's just bonkers. That's really, really crazy. So yeah, that was a bit of a wake up. But it was great to actually finally see her. I just wish that I had slightly more energy to, spend a bit more time, but we still managed to talk a couple of hours away without me noticing. So aside from that, I had my regular PA over for a 3-hour session this evening. I'm sort of rearranging my hours this week. I think I can swing it so that my main PA does 3 blocks of time of a couple of hours each, and then on the other days another PA comes in just for half an hour to get me dinner and to feed the dog. So we'll see how that works, but every time I rearrange this, someone is losing income, basically. Someone has a change to their weekly work routine and how much work they can expect. And yeah, that's really hard to manage. So I've managed to get my hair washed today because of that extra block of time. I managed to wash myself as well and change my pajamas. Hooray. Didn't get the hoovering done today, and I'm noticing little clumps of black dog hair gathering under the doors and in corners and so on. And if I'm noticing dog hair, it must be bad. So hoovering hasn't been done basically since I got back from hospital. So yeah, these are the things that go by the wayside. I think Ari has been a bit better over the last couple of days. I think that maybe the treats that I'd got for him weren't very good for his digestion, so I've put those away for a while, and we'll see if that makes a difference. As for what's in his brain, Lord only knows. But he absolutely adores my mum and had a great time, giving her lots of fuss and attention last night. I think he gives her more attention than he gives her dog. Even though, they do have a bit of a play together and all the rest of it. I think Ari's more concerned about interposing himself between Vano and my mum. So yeah, I've been slightly obsessed over elections and politics over the last couple of days. Some of it good, some of it not so good. Only one of the candidates that I voted for locally was elected. And I know that there were a number of other candidates around the country with various kinds of disabilities who worked really, really hard to campaign, and some of them felt unsupported, and I don't think any of the ones that I've been following actually got elected. So now that that's kind of over, I just want to eat chocolate and sleep, basically. I could do with just having a bit of downtime, just a bit of telling the world I'm not in and keeping my head down. But I do need to make a couple of calls and send emails tomorrow, because I didn't do any of that today. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, I shall catch up with you again soon enough. So good night out there, internet, wherever you are.